Hello and welcome to another bikepacking Q&A video. Last month I released a video titled MTB versus gravel, which is best for bikepacking, and I had so many comments on that video saying that a touring bike is best. Why didn't you mention a touring bike? So in this video I'm going to answer the question, which is best, touring bike or gravel bike? So let's start with the gravel bike. The first pro of having a gravel bike over a touring bike is the weight. They are much lighter inherently. They're either made from aluminium, titanium or carbon fibre. As a result, they are significantly lighter than a steel touring bike. The second pro of having a gravel bike is the tyre clearance is much better. You can fit some really chunky tyres on here. And as a result, that means it's much better at going off-road than a touring bike. If you want a bike that can handle some pretty rough off-road stuff in moderation, you're going to want this bike versus the touring bike. Gravel bikes also come with quite aggressive geometry, which means you're lower down and therefore you can be more aero and go faster. So the fact that you're lower down, more aero and the bike is lighter, that means the gravel bike is significantly faster overall than a touring bike. Gravel bikes also just look cool, and let's be honest, you can't say that about touring bikes. Now obviously you can't take anywhere near as much stuff as you can on a touring bike. You can take more than you think though. I have a roll-up bag, I also have a pannier rack on this bike, which you don't always get on gravel bikes, I'll be honest. But you'll be surprised how much you can carry even on a bike like this. Most gravel bikes don't come with pannier racks or even pannier mounts nowadays. I'm a little bit different in that I like them because I can store all my filming equipment when I'm on my bikepacking adventures. But for most people, they'll use a gravel bike with bikepacking bags, and the benefit of that is that the whole bike is narrower, you're much less likely to catch your panniers on things if you're going off-road, and that's another reason that gravel bikes are much better off-road than touring bikes. Now I'll be honest, I don't actually own a touring bike. This isn't mine. You may have seen it before though, so if it's looking familiar, it's because it's my dad's and it's appeared in a couple of bikepacking films now, including the first I ever made, which was in Scotland. I'll leave a link up there or in the description if you're interested. It is, however, a great example of a touring bike. So let's have a look at some of the pros. The first one is they are virtually indestructible, completely bomb-proof. This is made of steel, and most touring bikes you'll find are made of steel, and as a result, very difficult to break the frame. As a result of them being made out of steel as well, they can carry much more stuff, which is key if you're cycling around the world, for example. They also come with plenty of mounting options. As you can see here, it's got a front rack with panniers, a rear rack with panniers. There's also plenty of other mounts up and down the frame where you can attach things to it. The whole idea is that you can carry everything you need to take you anywhere in the world on one of these bikes. As well as having loads of rack mounts, touring bikes also come with mudguard mounts, which is really useful here in the UK, where it rains pretty much all the time. It's a really good feature to have. If you're going all over the world, it's nice to know that you're covered for all eventualities. There's nothing worse than having a wet back, wet arse and wet feet from the front wheel. Another pro of having a touring bike is they tend to come with a very wide range of gears. This has a triple chain set on the front, which you virtually don't see nowadays, and 10 speed at the back, so 30 gears, and they range from a really easy granny gear up to a big chain ring allowing you to go fast on descents. You don't see that with gravel bikes nowadays. Most gravel bikes come with a single chain ring up front or a very small double chain set, and although you can get 12 speed gearing allowing 24 gears on a double chain set, the range still isn't as good as what you'd get on a triple chain set. The whole idea of a touring bike is that you can take it anywhere in the world, and in theory it should be replaceable or repairable. This is made out of steel, so the idea being if you were stuck in some remote African country, you could get someone to weld it back together if there's a problem with it. Usually as well, 9 or 10 speed is quite common on touring bikes, and because that's been around for a while now, you can easily get your hands on it anywhere in the world. So what are the cons of a touring bike? It sounds fantastic, it ticks loads of boxes. There's a couple really, and the first one is that it isn't designed to go off-road. These are designed primarily for roads, cycle paths, canal tow paths and things like that. Although this bike, my dad has put some slightly knobbly tyres on there, you would not want to be taking this in the cairngorms or through some boggy terrain. It is designed for the road. Another con is, of course, it's very heavy. It's made out of steel, it carries loads of stuff. So it isn't an easy ride like you get on some modern day fast, lightweight gravel bikes, but it kind of needs to be heavy so that it can support the weight. And thirdly, the biggest con, and I think the main reason we're not seeing as many touring bikes nowadays, unfortunately, is they just don't look cool. As is often the way, things that are the most practical tend not to be the coolest. I think it's a shame we don't see more touring bikes out and about, but I think for those reasons I mentioned, the fact that it's maybe not the coolest to look at, it's not lightweight, and it's not as versatile as a gravel bike, that's the reason we don't see as many of them. So which of these bikes is best? Let's be honest, if you're going to cycle around the world, you know which one is best. It's going to be this one. It can carry loads of stuff, it's robust, that's what it's good at, that's what it's designed for. However, if you're looking for something a little bit more versatile, something that can do a little bit of everything, not just bike packing, this is the option I'd go for. Gravel bikes are improving by the day. We're seeing better and better group sets, better and better frame sets with bigger tyre clearance, and we're also seeing suspension coming out more often on gravel bikes, meaning they really can do absolutely everything. Touring bikes, on the other hand, are amazing at one thing, and that is going on long distance tours on the road. However, for everyday use, I probably wouldn't recommend one. Let me know your thoughts on these bikes in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.